All right, ladies, thank you guys so much for popping on tonight. Melissa and I are going to be kind of co-hosting tonight. Sorry, losing my voice. To go over what we kind of took away from NLC this week. We were in LA for anybody that missed it, and we are just so excited to share with you guys what we took away and why it's imperative that you make it a goal to be there next year, because it is literally like the point, I know for both of us, that it is going to completely change the trajectory of our business. And I used to feel that way about summits and about the other events that I've been to. But honestly, like NLC is one of those things as a newer coach, like I really truly think that you will, this is absolutely like transformational for a new coach, and it's imperative that everybody gets to this on this trip. The kinds of trainings that they offer us, you guys, are like top notch. And because it's like so targeted to just the new leaders in the organization, they really zone in on exactly where you are in your business. So just make it like 100% you're going to be there this time next year. So let me share really quick my screen, and we're just going to talk about the quick recognition April had set up. If I can see it here. Let me know when you guys can see that. Is it up? All right, awesome. So February leaderboard, so exciting. We already have Blair at SC5, Hannah at 8, and April at 8. Danielle and Jennifer, both rock stars. This is their first, some of their first Success Club points, and they're both in Success Club this month. It's just so exciting. I know there are also some people on this board that for some reason, I think that they didn't upload or didn't for some reason get onto the board in time. I think even I was checking our back office earlier yesterday, and all of my points weren't showing up. So there are a few people that I also want to shout out that are not on this board. I know Jody has 2 points. Tony Pike has 4 points, and I'm not on the board. I have 2 points as well. And then if you guys also know that you're not on the board and you have SC points, please feel free to shout yourself out, and congratulations for that. Same here on the Success Club update. If you don't see your name, give yourself a little pat on the back for hitting Success Club or getting those Success Club points. The month is not over. Let's make sure that we remember that this is Team Cup month. So get those Success Club points in. You guys are doing this obviously not for just yourself, not for just your team, for success, for can't speak, for Team Cup, but also obviously you guys are helping change people's lives. So keep that in mind. That's why we share these Success Club boards. It's not just to, you know, say like all these people have done this, or I've done this, pat on my back. But no, you guys are changing lives, and that's why we put these boards up, and that's why it's important to shout ourselves out every week. I'm sorry, I cannot even speak. I was gonna actually go first, but maybe I should have Melissa go first so I can drink a little bit of water and get myself together here. I'm gonna mute myself, and Melissa, you can just take off.
Looks like you have the voice that I did not have when I was at NLC. So I was trying to do all the screaming, and I sounded like a seal that was like being murdered in the stands. They were like, everybody cheered. Oh, it was awful.
When I started losing my voice yesterday, I was like, well, this is weird because this literally just happened to Melissa.
It's California, that California air. Okay, so first, I've done a lot of trainings. I even went to leadership with April in October, where is 5-star and above diamonds. And this was absolutely my favorite event, my favorite thing that I've ever been to in 5 years of going to live events and going to trainings. So, and here's the thing, guys, I got myself there. That's what I want you to take away. And they even told us that you got yourself to leadership, to New Leader Conference, but you can't get yourself to leadership, but you can absolutely get yourself to New Leader Conference. I got there by making Mark a diamond. So that is in your control. You have your account to get to diamond. And guys, I know that you set a goal of diamond for, and I'm getting way off topic, for like 6 months, but that's crap. I'm sorry, that's crap. Maybe 6 months is the 1-star diamond, but I believe in you guys so much, I need you to get there. And the biggest thing that they instilled in us is belief, because yes, you can get yourself to New Leader Conference, but now you've got to up your leadership level, which is what I'm going to talk about today. So mine The topic that I'm covering was covered by Melanie Mitro, and it was awesome. So let me get to my notes. I even just rewatched the video today so that it was all fresh in my mind. So it was around 1 star for her that she realized that she needed to level up in her business, because at that point it's like, okay, I can't take it that next step. I need the people on my team to go with me. And even if you're not at the 1 star rank right now, you're going to be. You're pushing for it. And as you're getting there, I want you to level up your leadership game so that you're not like me and be like, okay, I'm here, now what? Like, I want you guys to feel confident when you hit that rank, because I'll tell you, I didn't really feel like I earned to walk across that stage at Summit, but coming home from California, absolutely felt like I earned that trip, deserved it, and it was everything that I needed. So walking across that stage is amazing, but that is like, Heather and I were talking about it today, that is like 2 minutes, 5 minutes of your life, whereas this can impact forever. So, all right, so leveling up in your business. This may look like running your own sneak peeks, running your own team calls, or running a team call. Ask your coach, ask April if you can host one of the big group team calls. Like, step in to that position before you feel comfortable being there, because if you wait until you're comfortable, the chances pass you by. The team that you had pushing is they're not going to push with you if you don't get out of your comfort zone. They're not going to get out of their comfort zone if you don't get out, and you have to lead from the front. So get comfortable talking about the business. Maybe you need to run your own calls. Maybe you need to do a sneak peek. Maybe you need to make a quick video about your coaching story that you can send to somebody. And the biggest thing that you need to level up is your belief. That is probably the biggest thing that they instilled in us this weekend, is your belief in you, because I think you all believe in this business. You've seen it, you've seen the proof, you know what it can do, you know how much it can change your life or those around you. It's, are you the person to lead? Do you think you're enough? And trust me, guys, I have a whole closet of things that tells me that I'm not, but it's also the reason of why I am, because there's no one else out there like me doing it and unveiling the nasty stuff in the closet like I do. So everyone has a story. Everyone has a purpose. Everyone on this call and on this team has the potential to be there and has the potential to make top 10, top coach, elite, premier, whatever your goals are. You just have to believe them to be. So she talked about missing ranks and walking downstairs and looking at her vision board. And even I was taking notes. I need an actual vision board. So guys, you can send your photos to Walgreens and print them out, or cut out things in magazines, but I don't want it just to be a background on your phone. I want you to actually walk around and see it, because that picture that you had, let me see it. Everybody hold the picture up. Let me see it. I want you to imagine looking at those faces and tell them that they're not worth it. Tell them they're not a priority. Whatever excuse you're telling to yourself, can you say it to them? Can you tell them that I'm just too tired today? My depression's a little bad. I don't want to show up. So the next time you think about not showing up in your business, I want you to think about those faces. And if you can look them in the eye and tell them that they're not a priority. Because if you're building this business for them, for you, for them, and you're letting the excuses get in your way, you're not making it a priority. And I need you to put the people that you love the most in the top of that priority, because this business can give you so much for them. They believe in you. I need you to see yourself the way they do. Okay? I know, chills. All right. So I want you guys to envision the end of 2020. I want you to think about what it's going to feel like when you wake up in January and you reached your goals. Or are you going to go to bed at the end of December 31st having missed your goals because you didn't do the things? I need you to think about both. And then I need you to decide which one you want to feel. Do you want to feel the letdown because you didn't apply yourself? Or do you want to have the celebration? And what do they look like? Are you celebrating with friends? Are you celebrating with family? I need you to feel that. Guys, it's about vision. If you can envision the life that you want and the goals that you're going to achieve, you will do the things to get there. But if you don't envision it, then you don't believe that it's actually a possibility and you won't fight for it and you won't do it. I need you to always stay in phase one. This is a little easy right now, or it should be, because most of you are still building your team, building your business. But as you grow, as you get coaches on your team who also want to run, want to do the things, you're going to want to put all your effort into them to help get them to diamond, to help get them here, right? To do that, to build your volume. But when you take your foot off your business, when you take the foot off the gas in your business, it's going to slow down. And then you're going to have to gain all that momentum back, and your team is only going to do half of what you do. So if you're backing off, then your team will back off. Scratch that. They might not even do half of what you do. So you need to keep that in mind, because you guys are on this call on a Thursday night. You're doing the things and maybe they're not. Okay? So what is phase one? Feel free to write these things down. You're always inviting. You're always following up, adding contacts, enrolling clients and coaches. You're being consistent on social media, even when life gets hard. You're moving. Somebody's going through cancer, a death in the family. I need to show up, guys, because when you do have both feet back on the ground, people are going to see that you never gave up. Maybe you're not inviting in those hard days. Maybe you're not doing all of the things, but I need you to show up so that they see you doing it, right? Like, that's a must, okay? And if you know, you follow me, if it's a hard depression day, that's how I'm showing up. That's okay too. But I'm still doing the things. I'm talking about why I'm doing the things. So that's super important. Your fitness journey, you always need to stay in phase one with that, and personal development. All musts. 80% of your time needs to be on your business. 20% to your team. I don't care how big your team is, 20% to the team. And how we do that is by having systems. So one of the things that I went into NLC wanting to know is, what systems do I need and what do they look like? And I was so excited when they were like, you only need 3. And I was like, score. So I'm going to go over those real quick if I find them in my notes. The 3 core business systems, something for customer acquisition and retention. So the process to invite people, add them to your groups, the Success Club system, the tracker, accountability groups, bring them in and get results. So that is system number 1. How do you bring people in? How do you get them results? System number 2, sharing the coaching opportunity. For me, mine starts with the genuine conversation, and then I usually send an 11-minute video from Brooke Lipoff, and then I send a 4-minute video from some leaders on our team, just sharing little 20-second things of what we love about coaching. And I like that because I am not tech savvy and I am not like business talk at all. I'm like all in the feelings. So for me, being able to say, I'll just check out this quick video and then we'll talk after. And then if I have someone say, well, I'm not sure if I could invite or if I could do what you do. And I'm like, okay, well, how did I get you started? We had a conversation and I asked you if you wanted to watch a quick video. Do you think you can do that? Cool. So it's duplicatable. Using the third-party tools makes it also easy for your coaches to do these things as well. And then number 3 is the new coach onboarding system, which we have as a Google Doc in our team page. So guys, out of these systems, maybe you need to work on number 1 with yourself, but like number 2 and 3, the team's got you covered. So you have the stuff you need to do. We just need to apply it. All right. So if you're in the push group, Heather talked a little bit about this, and I'm just going to touch on it. So when you're looking at your downline, one of the big reasons why we are focused 80% on our business is because you can't control anyone else in this business. You may have that new coach that is pushing for diamond, and then you wake up to a coach cancellation without a message, and a challenger quits, or this person quits, or your best friend who you run the business with decides that this isn't for you and your world is wrecked. You were here for a reason. You were here before they joined your team. You had a vision and a mission before that, and I need you to hold on to that. We cannot let our business ride on the coattails of anyone else's success. Do you hear me? You cannot let your business ride on the coattails of anyone else's success. It has to be about you. That is the only thing that you can control. So you invite more people, you talk to more people, you make sure that you have trainings and the tools in your team. So when you are starting to build a team, and this is super awesome to implement now while your team is baby, while you have a baby team, okay? Where you can connect with all the people on your team. But it's good to get into this kind of system and routine so that you're not spending all your time with the people who are just gonna take it and not do anything with it. So I want you to divide your coaches into 3 categories. And if you guys want, Heather can share a screen. Do you have this slide, Heather? No, okay. It's okay. So this is not something that you share with your team. And I even hesitated sharing it here with you guys because I don't want anyone to be like, oh, I wonder what category I'm in. Well, first of all, if you're not in the runner category and you want to be, then take notes, right? So truth bombs coming at you. So your first category you have is the loyalist. These are my ride or dies, right? They love the products. They love the challenge groups. They are in it to win it, but maybe they don't want to build a business. These are those people who are like, oh my gosh, Sally, she's got so much potential. She's going to realize it one day. She's going to turn into a coach. She's going to be my next diamond. No, Sally just likes the products. Leave Sally alone. Okay? Sally is a loyalist. If Sally wants to change her mind, she knows the opportunity is always there for you because you're talking about it. And if Sally wants to run, then you run with Sally. You cannot turn Sally into a runner. You yourself. Okay? Love on Sally, support her, but she is not someone that you put all your time into. So these are love the products, want the discount, have no interest in building the business. So I just have, you guys can see, I just have this split into 3 columns here where I have the top category and then the loyalist underneath that I have love products, want the discount, no interest in building the business. For the talkers, we all have the talkers. I've been a talker before, so I'm just going to throw myself under the bus for that one, right? And we probably all have. These are the coaches who have goals. These are the coaches who show up in every team call and everybody else's team call that they post on YouTube. They watch every training. They do all the things, but they're all talk and no action. Do you have these coaches on your team? Have you spent way too much time with these coaches? Maybe you haven't yet. You will. Okay, so hopefully not. Hopefully you won't spend too much time with them. But here's the problem with the talkers. These are probably your friends. These are probably your besties in the business. And that's okay. You love on them in the accountability groups. You love on them in the team calls. You love on them when you go live in your team page. That does not mean that they get half an hour of your time every week for a one-on-one call. And if they say they want it, here's what you do. Okay, great. I need you to get super consistent with your social media. Go print out 4 bats for me. And then next week, you send me your 1-week tracker. I will go evaluate your social media and then we'll set up a call. I bet you guys that half of them don't message you a week later. And now you've spent 5 minutes versus an hour and you're still serving them. Does this make sense? So you're telling them exactly what they need to do to get your time, but you're not giving everyone your time. Sorry, I was reading the comments. Okay, so I know it's hard, and this is something that you keep private. You don't share in your team page who your runners are, who your talkers are, any of that stuff. This is just for you. And also, you should update this every month. It is important for you to see where your business is, where your coaches are. So I would keep a list of this every month. Who are your loyalists? Who are your talkers? And now who are your runners? Your runners are the coaches who set goals and take action. Your runners are coachable, motivated, and driven. Your runners are the people who you want to personally mentor. And they also need to be doing the things. If you are getting on calls with your coaches and you don't have their trackers first, you're wasting your time. Make them do the work. This is their business. Okay? Making friends and telling everyone, guys, I love you. Like freaking love you. And I will build any of you up. And I know you can absolutely do this, but just talking about all the time isn't going to do it. And holding your hand through it and babying you when you're not doing the work is also not going to help you build that business. A little tough love. So how do we run with the efforts? Run with the runners. I need you to match their efforts and their intensity. So whatever they're doing, you guys need to be doing more. When I say match, I actually mean run faster. So if you have a runner on your team that is running faster than you, well, you've got to ask yourself a question. Are you going to let them pass? It's just fine. We all want our runners to pass us by, and that's fine. But you need to ask yourself, am I doing enough that I'm happy in my business? How many of us have compared where we should be to where someone else is? But then when you really ask yourself, am I doing all the things to get me there? Or do I just think I should be there because I've been doing this long enough? Right? So exclusive one-on-one calls, but 30 minutes tops. Set a timer, get off the phone. This is a big one for me too. Like I don't do phone calls because I'll talk forever. So setting an alarm and cutting off that time. Talk business, not life. She has them fill out a form about their goals, where they are in their business right now, what roadblocks they do. She uses Acuity scheduling. I don't have to do all that, but I do recommend at least getting some goals and things with them before you're getting on the phone. You serve the talkers in your groups and on the team calls, and then you work with the runners. Okay, so she's also really big on creating smart systems, email lists, newsletters, and then using Google Streak. So she actually puts all her people into different buckets in Google Streak, and then she can just send out one massive email to everyone who's done has bought, or everyone who is in her challenger bucket. She can send out one massive email in Google Streak. Guys, when somebody like Melanie Mitro gives you organization tips on how to do things smarter, not harder, you listen, because she's probably talking to thousands of people. And I'm like, well, I'm talking to 15 and 20. But if you're not tracking your business, you don't have a business. Sorry, stepping on Heather on that one a little bit, but getting excited. So her new coaches use something called Flow Desk. So I don't know what that is, but I'm going to throw it out there. It's an email thing. And she said that it's really awesome and her new coaches are using it. So it's called Flow Desk. If anybody wants to check that out. But she downloaded her email list from the back office into her Google Streak, and so she uses that. Have a simple sign up system, which we do. Make sure you understand the compensation plan, guys. You can go in, and there are YouTube videos on our compensation plan, but before your business really takes off, and April will account to this, make sure you know the compensation plan and how to maximize your volume, your effort, and your income. Mindset. So I'm just going to give you guys some personal development that she threw out for leadership is Brene Brown, Dare to Lead. The Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell. And The Gold Digger. Flow Desk was the email thing. And then also, guys, the Enneagram test. I know we've done personality tests, like what color are you, or whatever, or what number are you, and blah, 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 poo, poo, poo. But the Enneagram test is legit. And I think it's really good to know for your coaches and maybe challengers, but more so coaches, because it says what they're motivated by. It describes them really in detail. So if you're runners, you should definitely know what number Enneagram your runners are. Okay. If you don't want to go deeper into everybody else, fine. But Things like that are going to develop you as a leader. Learning how your team learns differently, is motivated differently, because what will work on someone will not work on everyone on your team, just like us, right? So you need to learn how to understand the person and work with them and what motivates them, because recognition for someone won't mean jack to someone who cares about income, right? Like different things, different motivations, and all that. Develop a solid morning routine. Every single successful person out there, like crushing it, has a successful morning routine. I was not a morning person, and not this week because California is kicking my butt, but I get up at 5:30 every morning now, and I'm like the last person that I would ever peg for a morning person. But now when I don't have that time, I'm cranky and I notice. So definitely gratitude journal, meditation, devotional. I use a 5-minute journal. There's even a $6 paperback copy on Amazon that you can use. And creating a daily to-do list with priorities. Attend business leadership conferences. So of course there are leadership conferences that you can pay and go to, but there are also super weekends that come right to you. And if you guys are not going to these events, I have to ask you if you're actually serious about this business, because these events have absolutely changed my life. The super weekends, all of them. Guys, my sobriety date is a super weekend day. I left that meeting, I left that event and was like, my life needs to change. Like, they will change your life if you let them. Heather and I got to go to this amazing conference and hear these stories that relit our fire and our soul. And you guys did not get that. We understand, but you have an event coming up in April that can do that for you. Every super weekend I go to and I listen to those stories, I have tears streaming down my face, because they remind me how broken I was, how lost I felt before I found this beautiful business. And I remember what it felt like to sit in the seats and hear that first story. I have goosebumps. That first story, when I told myself that I would be a success story. If you don't get to places and sit in seats to hear these stories, you will never believe that you can create your own, because you have to hear where they came from. You have to hear it in their voice. You have to hear it from different people. Just like the people on your newsfeed need to hear it several times, so do you. So next event, I want you to take all the pictures. I want you to take all the videos. I don't want to share them right then. Heather just taught me how to make an album in my phone for pictures. Do this every time you go to an event. Take all your pictures, select them all, move them to an album so you can go back and use them in your feed, right? I think that's it. I think that's it for Melanie. I'm going to pass it over to Heather because I probably went over my time.
You brought the fire, girl. I'm glad you were able to go first. Thank you, because
I had a late Energize. My double shipment came today, so we are no longer sparing the Energize.
Good. Okay, so anybody that was in our push group, you guys kind of heard me talk yesterday about leaning in, and I just wanted to piggyback on what Melissa just said. Part of what I meant about leaning in, if you guys watched it, if you guys are in that group, is just like what Melissa said. Like, we have all these things that you guys can go to and to plug into and to participate in, but nothing's ever going to change, and no point is ever going to be reached in your leadership if you don't take the action. So take the action to be there. Take, the trainings and actually implement them. Showing up like this, like you guys did for team calls. Like, these are the things that make a difference in your life, in your business, in everything. So we're not just telling you guys and spewing this stuff just because it's fun to do. Like, we're doing it because we know, like, it's completely changed our life, and we want that so much for every single one of you. So when I say, like, lean in, or when Melissa says, like, the importance of being at those kinds of things, it's because it's really freaking important. So I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions, and I'm going to ask you to raise your hands. So who here is committed to not living an average, mediocre, everyday life? I'm thinking every single one of us, even those that I don't see your hands. That's why you're here, right? Because if you wanted to live an everyday, mediocre, average life like everybody else does, you wouldn't be here, right? You wouldn't be on this call. You wouldn't be a coach, because this is not average. This is not normal. This is not mediocre. This is extra, right? It's extra work. It's extra things that we're committed to, but man, does it bless our life, right? So how many of you guys, raise your hands if you think that you have it all figured out? You jumped into coaching, you're like, I got this, I got all the answers. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly, like, where to go in my future. I know exactly what I'm going to do next year. I know exactly everything I'm supposed to be doing. And when you first became a coach, you were like, I got this. I know exactly what to do. Not one hand, right? Like nobody does. But that is no reason to not dive 100% and go all in to not live an average, mediocre life. That's the reason we do it, right? Because we're not going to be that. We're not going to be average. We're not going to be mediocre. And not one person has an answer for what's tomorrow, or knows exactly what they're going to be doing tomorrow, or knows how to, do just about anything that we're doing right here, right? Every single day we're moving into something that's a little bit uncomfortable. And that is why we grow. And that's exactly what makes us not average and not mediocre and not like everybody else. So I want you guys to remember that. And that's something that I have to remind myself, that I don't have to have it figured out. Like I do everything I can to get things figured out and to try to, learn new things and to, like I said, to lean in. But it's every day that I wake up and it's something new. It's something that I'm trying to figure out, or something that I'm learning about, or something that I have to take a training on, or read a book on, or read an Audible on. Just the fact that you are there and you're trying and you're learning, that right there is what's going to grow us in every single day. So just something to just kind of think about and remind you. That wasn't even part of my talk, but something I really felt like I needed to say tonight. So one of the things that I loved about NLC, there was a lot of really crazy things that were so cool, that the whole time I was there, I just kept thinking oh, I can't wait for my leaders to get here. I cannot wait for, so-and-so to be here next year. I cannot wait for this person to see this. There were so many times that I'm like, oh, she's going to love this. These, my team needs to be here so bad. The whole time I was just so freaking excited for what you guys are going to be able to get to experience next year. I'm feeling hot in my face right now, excited. The whole time, that's all I kept thinking. So I want you guys to get that excited. I want you guys to get hot in the face, for this, and understand, this is something that is a really, really big deal, and you have to be there. You have to do this, and it really will change so much in your business. So one of the things that I loved was a leader that spoke there, and some of you guys may know who she is. She's kind of newer to Beachbody. Her name is Kelsey Hill, and she's a newer coach, but she hit elite her first year, and she hit not elite her first year. She hit top 100, I think, her first year. I'm not sure. But she's a new coach, and she was at NLC last year as a new leader, and this year she was asked to speak because she is a top 10 coach. Crazy town, that doesn't happen, right? So this girl rocked out her business from the get-go. So I was really interested to hear what she had to say. And she's super young. She's just engaged. She's, a freaking rock star. So I wanted to hear everything that this girl had to say. And it's funny because as she was talking, I loved everything that she shared. But as she was talking, I was like, well, yeah. This is things that it's not like rocket science. We all have the capability of doing exactly what she did and more. It's not like she kept saying, she's like, I'm not anybody special. We all think she's super special because she did what she did. But the truth is, every single one of us is 100% capable to do that and more. So that's, I was thinking so much. I was listening to her talk, why not you? Why not you? Why not any one of us? So she talked a lot, what a difference a year makes, because she was sitting in NLC in the audience last year. And then this year, she's literally asked to speak to all of us leaders. So she went through some things that help us, just to kind of get down to the nitty gritty and step by step, what she did as to step herself up as an actual leader. So she said, when she first felt when she was first there at NLC, she felt like maybe she didn't really belong, because she didn't really feel like a leader. So when she left, she asked herself, what do I need to do to become that leader that they see me as, that they invited me here as? And her very first thing that she said was a Success Club tracker. And I was like, what? Because that's so basic, right? That's such an easy, simple thing. We all just do our Success Club trackers, right? And it is so basic. But the reason it's there for us is because it freaking works, right? When you use your Success Club tracker and when you use your BAT, it freaking works. Your business activity tracker, your Success Club tracker, same thing. So it's the sheet of paper that I hope you guys are familiar with. basically just a checklist that you go through every single day and like check off your stuff. And I love the tracker just because I think it's so cool that, I mean, when I think about when I used to work in the corporate world, how cool would it be if my boss just handed me a checklist every day and be like, here, just do this, and then you're going to be at the top of the company. Okay. And then when you're done with this, you can be done for the day. Have a great day. I'd be like, sure, check. I'm headed to the top of the company, you know? So when you think of it like that, like it's so simple, it's so easy. And we have this checklist that they've put together for us that is literally going to carry us up the leadership ladder. So it seems simple, and it is freaking simple. But the thing is, you have to actually do it, right? And I'm speaking to myself here too. Absolutely talking to myself, because there's so many days that I'm like busy. I am busy. I'm busy all day, right? I'm like, I have this whole team. I'm doing all these things, and I work my whole day from 4:30 a.m. until I go to bed, right? But how busy am I? How much time was I actually putting into building my business, right? If I look at my tracker, it's a quick example of, you know what? You actually didn't do jack today to build your business. You were busy for 10 hours today. But what did you do to build your business? Did you work, just like Melissa said, 80% of your day? Did you work on building your business? When I look at my Success Club tracker, I'm like, okay, not so much. I was busy, but I actually didn't spend 80% of my day building my own business. What I spent was building my team, talking to my team, mentoring my team, pulling people up out of the grave, like, let's get moving, right? That's honestly kind of a waste of time. That's creating busyness that isn't actually propelling my business forward. And same thing goes for you guys, you know, but having that checklist out every single day and looking at it and being like, check, is what's going to actually propel you. So a big thing that she said, if you want to do the tracker, great. Definitely do the tracker. If you want to do it as it's written, awesome, but plan to kind of stay where you're at and like slowly, gradually build. If you want to propel your business like freaking Kelsey Hill did, you 10x that. So you see what the Success Club tracker says and you times it by 10. And you think whatever your team is doing, just like Melissa said, whatever you're doing, your team is going to do half of that. So if your team is doing, like say your runner is doing a certain amount, you need to do 10 times that, right? If you want the other people in your organization to be doing the same thing, you 10x it. So just take that Success Club tracker, everything you see on there, and be like, okay, I'm going to do that times 10. And she says that is how you do it. Like it's simple, right? And I know you guys are probably going to roll your eyes because I bring this up all the time. We all bring this up all the time. And you're like, yeah. But the next thing she said is PD. Shocker, right? She brought up PD. She's talking about the vital behaviors here. And you guys have to understand and have to know that when you don't do PD, you feel like garbage, right? When you don't do PD, you're feeling down on yourself. You're doubting your leadership skills. You're doubting your ability to coach. You doubt your spot here, right? And I could literally just go a day without some form of PD, and I'm already like not doing good, right? Rachel knows, you know, me. If she's checking in on me and she can tell I'm not doing so great, she's like, "When was the last time you did your PD?" And I'm like, right? So that's why it's always brought up. That's why everybody's always like, "You've got to go back to PD. You have to go back to PD," and it's so true. So she said she upped her PD. So right now we think like, okay, let's do like half an hour PD every day. If you want to skyrocket your business, you have to up your PD just like you're upping your efforts on your Success Club tracker, right? And kind of for me, I know that I have to have like different kinds of PD. Like devotional is 100% like non-negotiable for me. I have to have my day with my devotional, right? But I can't just have my devotional and expect that to help like my business grow. It helps me grow and it helps, you know, me like settle my mind and get my heart in the right place. But then I have to build something else up, like business-wise. I have to have some sort of business PD. So figuring out that for you is going to be really, really big. And she had 2 books that she recommended, and I started. They're both hardcover books. You can also get them both on Audible. And I actually already started the one on Audible, and I'm going to share my screen really quick so you guys can see what they are. Let me know if you can see that. Yeah, can you see it? Okay. So Leaders Eat Last, and I would suggest this, if you guys are doing this, I would suggest starting that one first, because the second one, he actually is a forward for. So I just felt like this one should be first. So that's what I started. Like I said, they're both on Audible. So you can, if you're more of an audiobook person, you can do that. Or you can read the books. And I saw that there are both available. So please feel free to rock those. And then I'd love to hear like what you guys think. Like I said, I just now started the first one, so I don't really have a review, but I am really excited about it. So I talked about this again yesterday too, for those of you guys that are in the push group. But visualization is huge, and she talked about it as well. Like if you want to be a leader, you visualize yourself as a leader, and obviously you put into action what you need to, but you have to visualize yourself as that leader. So I visualize myself. I talk to other people as if I am. I say that I am a certain kind of leader. And you have to see yourself there. You have to know you're worth it. You have to know that you're able, and you have to know that you can be there. So see yourself there, talk like you are there, talk to other people like you already are there. And honestly, it seems so crazy that visualizing something can make it happen, but it does. And I'm not like foo-foo with that kind of stuff, but it's legit, it works. Visualization absolutely works. So do that on a regular basis, like every single morning, and even twice a day, or even like before I was talking yesterday when I was talking, even before like you respond to somebody as an objection, you visualize yourself as that leader and then you reply. And she talked about that as well. Find the courage to take action and to constantly be learning, like we talked about leaning in, and to always be telling yourself that you are that leader. The next thing she talked about, which I feel like just kind of piggybacks onto what we're talking about with PD, is to really change up your mindset. You can't move forward if you're going to be stuck in the same mindset, right? If you're always going to be doubting yourself, if you're always feeling like you're behind somebody else, if you always feel like, oh, this person has it better than me, or this person has it easier than me, or this person gets this better, or this person is recognized more, you're never going to be able to get yourself out of that funk. So taking responsibility for your own mindset, because nobody else is going to do that for you. Nobody else is going to take over your mindset for you but yourself. You take the responsibility to switch up your mindset. And then take responsibility to find your own go-getters. So she said a big thing for herself was to become self-reliant. So not depending on her upline, not depending on her team, not depending on all these other people to get her to where she wanted to go. She was going to get herself to where she wanted to go. And in turn, that's where her team followed. That's where people wanted to jump on board. That's when the people that were on her team that were kind of dormant felt like they wanted to, ramp things up again. But she had to take, that responsibility of herself to take that leadership role, even if nobody was going to do it, because she knew eventually people would come up from the grave and get excited and want to jump on her team. And that goes, for every single one of us. We can't sit here and wait for our team to be excited, or we can't wait for somebody awesome to join our team one day and then things are going to work out. We have to be the ones that take the action and say, I am this leader, and I do know that I'm going to have this incredible team. And I do know these people that are going to change lives are going to be part of my organization, but I'm taking the first step, and then all that follows. And that was a really big thing for me. It was just, she said, just please stop counting on everybody else, including your team, your upline, your family, your friends to support you. It's all on you. And then she said, once you do start getting a team, it's creating that team culture. It's knowing what kind of team you want and creating that yourself, not expecting your team to, be, this rock star team on its own. You have to create that, just like you have to create that in your friendships and your families. You have to take responsibility to create that in your team as well. And the last thing, and the thing that I've been saying over and over again since I left NLC that she ended it with was, are you going to fight for it, or are you going to give it to somebody else? And that was so powerful to me, because anybody else can have it. Anybody else can take it, right? And people will, like all of you guys, right? But are you going to fight for your own? Are you going to fight for this? Are you going to fight for yourself? Or are you going to let anybody else take it from you? And I know for me, I'm going to freaking fight. Like, I'm going to fight for myself, and I'm going to fight for my family, and I'm going to fight for my team. And we're going to continue to propel. And I want that same for you guys. So I hope that was helpful. And I want you guys to know, like, when we were there, I didn't obviously know what to expect. I had like, ideas of what it could be. But like I said, when I was there, the whole time I kept thinking like, I can't wait for these people to experience this. I can't wait, for the next upcoming leaders to see what we got to experience. So I wanted to just talk you through a little bit really quick about what we got to see. And Melissa, feel free to like pipe in here. So when we first got there, everything I kind of related to like a super weekend on like crazy steroids. Like the excitement is there. You're seeing a whole bunch of people that you have never met before, and that was great for me. Like I love meeting new people, and I love this community so much because there's just so many awesome, like-minded, friendly, outgoing, um, want to meet new people within Beachbody. So that's what I was most looking forward to, and that's what I got, like getting to meet people that I would never get to meet before because they're not in my area, they're not on our team, they're not connected with anybody that we know. But being able to like just walk into a room full of a few hundred women and be able to talk to them, like that doesn't happen in real life, right? you you walk into a room full of a few hundred women other than Beachbody, and you're probably going to have a whole lot of people that are like not really wanting to talk to you. But that was really cool, and so that was one of the things that I loved. Just when we go to the welcome, obviously Melissa and I knew each other, but there were so many people that we had never seen before. And what Beachbody did was have us play this little bingo game, and we had to go around and meet everybody and talk to everybody to try to have them figure out, have them put their name in a square of our bingo. And it was really cool because it got people way out of their comfort zone, and to be going up to all these like random strangers and be like, hey, can you fill out, something that you did? And there were things on the bingo sheet like hit success starter, or I'm an elite coach, or this is my first time in California, or I've been a coach for this amount of time. And it was just really cool because you meet new people and you find out these interesting things about them, and it was just a really good way to like start conversations and stuff. And so then that first night was this kind of tables around, and we had food, and you just go and sit at a table or stand at a table and talk with new people, and talk about your business or talk about your life. Or we got to speak with my corporate mentor was there, and so we got to chit chat with him and meet a leader that I have never met in person, that I have watched like so many of her videos before and really look up to. And that is just so cool and so valuable that we get to mingle with people like that and just like-minded other new leaders. And then, the next day was, of course, the workout.
And I am just now able to move my arms.
Oh my gosh.
Like, yes. Guys, it's been a week. And I'm like, oh, I can still feel it in my back. I can still feel it. It was only 8 rounds. Got excited.
I mean, I had no idea that I was going to be that sore from one workout, and it wasn't even a full workout. He was like, this is just a little smattering of things that are going to be.
I felt it that day.
And 10 rounds was not one of those workouts that I was like, ooh, I'm really excited about doing, but man, it was legit. Uh-huh. And then we got to do Elisa's workout. So anyway, it was just, the whole thing was just so cool. And then, we get fed, but with really good food, and we get to try the new Energize. It's like they just spoil us like the whole time with all kinds of really fun, cool things. And then the sessions, obviously, again, really good food for lunch, like these huge lunch boxes. None of us could even finish our lunch because there was so much food. Yeah, I just can't even say enough about how much you guys need to be there and get spoiled because you freaking deserve it.
All right, so I have a closing. I need to see the pictures again. Bring them up. And if you guys all want to hold it up, and if anybody wants to take a picture, or if one person can take a picture of us all with our phones up, I can take it. Since you guys are all holding, I'll take it.
I can take it, Melissa.
I don't have anybody up on my phone, so.
Okay.
You have a picture handy, you go with that. The background of my phone is still me pregnant with Cora. Should probably update that. Okay. Anybody else coming? All right.
Well, this is gonna work.
All right, April, stop chatting. Your chat's coming up. Okay. And here we go. I will share that in the team page for you guys if you want to make a post for that. Again, this is not just, oh, team call Thursday. Like, nobody cares that you spent your Thursday night getting on a video chat. Like, that does not sound tempting to people who work in corporate America. So why did you show up here on Thursday night? What did that picture mean to you? What did the exercise mean to you? Why are you doing this? Blah, blah, blah. That's what you make your story and your post about. So I want you to look at that picture. And I want you to ask yourself, why not me? I want you to answer me in your head or out loud. I deserve this. I deserve to fight for something that I love and I am passionate about. You need to realize what you deserve. And I hope you all realize that you deserve this. Because if you don't realize that you deserve this, you will not believe that you deserve this, and you will not fight for it. Like Heather said, will you fight or will you walk away? I don't know about you guys, but I've always had a fight in me. And this business has brought it out big time. Big time. Like so much now that my tribe is fighters. My tribe are those people that life has like tried to kill us a million times and just failed. So the heart is what makes you great. The heart in this business is what will make you great. And you deserve it, even if it's hard. So look at that picture again. Why not me? Why not for them? Why not for me? Because no one and nothing has ever made me put myself first and foremost like this business. Can I get an amen? And that's all. That's all I got for you guys today. I see Liz like bawling like a baby over there, so I'm just gonna ignore that screen. And if you guys want to take a regular picture or a boom, we can do that too. Does anybody have any questions? Who's gonna be in the new leader class of 2021?
You know what you guys should do is write it out and put it on your desk or wherever it is that you see on your bathroom mirror, on your desk, wherever you guys are, and you need to put your name first and last and say Casey Campos, NLC 2021.
Oh, and we wanted to share this too. So we're in this group now, and Rachel can attest to this too. So they put you in this group of everybody that went to New Leader Conference. We've already had 2 lives this week. We already have corporate mentor calls set up with a different corporate mentor, and they're going to continue pouring into us into trainings and videos and all this stuff for the rest of the year. Like, we also get that. It was not just a day and a half in California. We now get all of this, like all of the talks and all of the trainings. They're in our group. We're not allowed to share them outside of that group because you got to work your butt off to get there. But we can go back and watch those talks as many times as we want. There was already 2 live videos this week, and I think they have like 2 or 3 scheduled every week for the rest of the year. So yeah, just an added bonus. It's not just NLC. They're going to continue to pour into us to get us to leadership.
All right, if nobody got a picture already, I'll take a picture.
NLC, class of 2021 here. Let's take the picture. We have some grads already in here, but that's okay.
Those are all my notes. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, took like 40.
I kind of wish I had NLC class of 2021 on a piece of paper to hold up. But it's okay.
All right, ladies, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. And
also, keep an eye out for Heather and us if we go live in the team page, because we will be sharing these nuggets like here and there to roll them out because we don't want them to go to waste. So just keep an eye out for that too. Thanks, ladies.
Alrighty. I'll share the recording in the team page later. Bye, guys.